Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Coin Zone. I'm your host, Paul Matt. Let's give it a clap. All right, guys, listen. It's Friday afternoon. We're here giving you live news all the time. Crypto with Paul, what's good? I want to run it back a little bit. And I need to bring it back a little bit because we need to talk about Bitcoin. Granddaddy BTC. But why do I want to talk about Bitcoin right now? Well, because we've been shifting our focus to ETH, right? Rightfully so. Tons of charts to look at, exciting price action, a lot of movements, crazy ETF inflows. The Tom Lee's starting to pick up. The ETH news is staggering right now. But I don't want to sit here and leave Bitcoin in the dust because things are still moving. Things are still happening, and we can't miss these news pieces. So I wanted to start first right here with Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, who said this.
But I think it's clear at this point that, Bitcoin is a better form of money than gold. It is provably scarce, just like gold, but it's more portable and divisible. So you can actually use it. Has higher utility, I would say. And it was the best performing asset of the last 10 years. And so for store of value, I think it's going to be important for governments to hold this over time. It might start with being 1% of their reserves, but I think over time it'll come to be equal to or greater than gold reserves.
Okay, great. Well, let's go to the next question. Let's go to the lady.
Okay, so if it's greater or equal to gold reserves, then that means we're looking at 600 billion. Okay, I'm going to share my screen on the rest of the news stories that I want to take a look at and focus on today. Because again, I said, guys, we're running it back to BCC real quick. We've been focusing on ETH, but there's still so much happening with Bitcoin. This right here is just a testament to how efficient the network is. Now I want to say this because I'm not a hater. I'm a big fan of cryptocurrencies and blockchains that are useful, good technologies with good teams actually trying to build them. That's super exciting to me. That's one reason why I like Cardano so much. But you also have to be realistic. All right, again, ETH, it has problems with it. There could be more efficient blockchains, which I think there are. But look what's happening with it. The TradFi system is deciding to build their new products on ETH. So that's what's happening. Reality, right? People talk about Caspa a lot. I used to mine Caspa. I'm a fan of Caspa. I think technology-wise, it's very interesting. But right now, there's an issue with the rate at which the miners get rewarded. It's not the same halving ratio and time period as how Bitcoin does it. It's different. And because of this, because it's not getting adopted fast enough, the hash rate is rapidly declining, which can cause issues with security. So even though something's good on paper, guys, you still need a network effect for things to ultimately achieve what it can achieve. And this right here is a true testament of how Bitcoin has achieved the network effect. There was a $9 billion transaction. All right, this is Galaxy Digital. Galaxy Digital announced this, guys. A global leader in digital assets and data center infrastructure today announced the successful execution of one of the largest notional Bitcoin transactions in the history of crypto on behalf of a client. This was a payment of 80,000 Bitcoin, valued at over $9 billion. This person, a Satoshi era investor, that means they've had this investment in Bitcoin for over 10 years, and they just sold. That is some of the most baller shit I've ever heard. That's insane. But this is a testament of the network. This is what decentralization is. There was no middleman. There was no bank that facilitated this payment. It was the Bitcoin network. And they facilitated a $9 billion payment. I don't even think you can do that on Caspa. There's not even 9 billion in, it doesn't even have a $9 billion market cap. I don't even know how big a payment it would be able to facilitate. This is an insane example, right? Chat, if you're listening right now on X, on YouTube, if you've used Caspa before, if you're a fan or a similar product even, just let me know the experience. I'm very curious, but I wanted to talk about this because this is just insane to me. All right. Citi, guys. Citi is not a nobody. This is a big bank, okay? Citi is predicting 135 by the end of the year. I've also seen 199 by the end of the year. December with the bulls. Okay. 999K. Yeah. So Citi, we have insane price predictions happening left and right. All the while, things like this are still happening. Public companies now hold nearly 900,000 Bitcoin. That's up 35% in just one quarter. Just from last quarter, guys. Look at the adoption curve. In 2025 alone, this is what a crypto-friendly president does. If the Biden administration didn't crap on this industry for 40 years, we probably could have seen some of this in these years over here. But everything happens for a reason, and right now it is what it is, and here we are. So, I mean, let's be lucky, let's be grateful that we have a president who acknowledges this industry, who's pushing it forward. And again, guys, to back up what's going on here, all right, to back up the insane things that are happening here, again, you need a successful network effect, and you need to incentivize people to be a part of that network. This is the example of why Bitcoin is successful. After 16 years, you still have individuals from around the world wanting to be a part of the network, wanting to mine. And what do you get? You get a secure, global, decentralized money system that can facilitate $9 billion transactions. That is absolutely insane. I don't think people get it. The average person who still doesn't own Bitcoin or crypto, they don't get it. Like it's insane to me. It really is. And just to drive home everything that's happening that I'm saying about Bitcoin right now, guys, Donald Trump owns 50% of a company that holds 18,000 Bitcoin. All right, guys. Yesterday, BlackRock, Fidelity, Van Eck bought $185 million worth of ETH, of Bitcoin, excuse me. It's not stopping. It's not stopping. It really isn't. The Bitcoin success, we haven't seen really a cycle like this before. You know, I went over a chart on this morning's live stream talking about altcoin season normally gets kicked off in August, right? So depending on what Bitcoin does for the next month on out here, a month and a week, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because at this point, typically in the past, Bitcoin dominance was already normally lower than it is now. And I think it just spiked up again a little bit, even though I know today on the day, Bitcoin is down and ETH is a little up. So, you know what, let's just go ahead and do that real quick. Let's pull open Coinbase. Let's look at Explore. Bitcoin's a little bit down, ETH is a little bit up, but it's really not that much. I know Bitcoin got down to 115, looks like it's back up to about 117. Bitcoin got as low as 114, basically 115. I mean, down on the week, 8% on the month. We check ETH. ETH is up, what, 30 something percent on the month, 52% still on the month, up 4% for the week. All right, so on the week, Bitcoin's down, ETH is up. These are good signs. These are good signs. Okay, guys? This is what's going on. I'm just trying to give you a layout of where we're at in the markets. Trying to be honest about it, because there's going to be people selling you narratives that, you know, at some point in time, if there is a successful bull market, which we've all been anticipating, waiting for, right? Then there's going to be a lot of projects that are going to do good. And it can make the average person, the average stupid guy, honestly, seem like a smart guy. You just got to be right on some of these projects. I'll be honest. And I'm trying to let you know, guys, when that insane bull market that everyone has been anticipating is coming, because I don't want to tell you it's going to happen next week or in a month from now. All we do here is try to look at breaking news stories, charts, data, previous bull runs, Bitcoin dominance charts. You know, there's a lot of things to look at. And right now it just looks like we're moving along. And the time period that most people had for this next bull market, you know, at some point in 2025 or Q1 2026, that's what a lot of people think. I mean, just everything that we're looking at, it seems like that could be the wave. And again, we're looking at charts this morning on the live stream. Normally, altcoin season gets kicked off in August. So just stick with us over the next couple months or so, guys. Because again, we're going live here every day. And I'm trying to break this stuff down for you. I think we're going to need to see Bitcoin dominance drop a little bit more. And with all this exciting things that are going on with Bitcoin, I don't know. I mean, on the week it's down, ETH is up. It's a good signs. I think once ETH breaks the 4K mark, things could be really exciting. So that's what I'm looking at. That's where my eyes are at. This was insane to me. Brian Armstrong saying that the American government will own $600 billion worth of Bitcoin is insane to me. So we'll see what happens. Could the Bitcoin holding reserve of the United States eliminate the interest or the national debt? One day, Donald Trump seems to think so. He said, maybe we'll hand him a little crypto check. Little crypto. Maybe we will. It's for sure a possibility. I happen to think it's a possibility. And I think I said it yesterday in the live. I have one of my crazy speculative conspiracies. A fun one, right? Since we're on the topic of Bitcoin, I'll share it with you guys again. 69 viewers. How about that? We're up to 70 now. God damn it. That was close. Short-lived. 71. Oh my God, it's still going. Pause. All right, since we're all here, I'll share it again. This is my fun, crazy conspiracy theory behind Bitcoin. Okay. So, the rumor goes, the initial speculation conspiracy goes that I didn't create, was that Bitcoin was created by the NSA or the CIA, the American government. When you look into the digging, that makes sense. Also, if you break down Satoshi and Nakamoto, there was an Asian man who made this video himself, so I'm going off of his education on this. Chat, you want to verify for me, but this man said in this video, supposedly if you break down Satoshi and Nakamoto to what that means in the Japanese language, it means central and intelligence. I don't know if that's right or not, but there's many things to look at that would lead you to believe that Bitcoin was started by the NSA or some individuals within the American government, right? So if these were players that were well-intended, that legitimately found Bitcoin because of the financial crisis of 2008, because they saw in the future just a rapid decline of dollars and the value of dollars, and they needed to create some sort of money system outside of that because things could collapse, and that's why they made Bitcoin. Do you think that they foresaw the future so well that they thought in 20 or 30 years, my wallet, aka Satoshi's wallet, would be so valuable that without moving it until Bitcoin's like $1 million a coin or something, then you would just take the money in the wallet and pay off the national debt? That's probably the best that's the best outcome. If we were going to think and be very positive about it, glass half full, about who is this wallet, who is Satoshi, what's going on here, that's probably the best outcome we could have. And that's my fun conspiracy about that. So thank you guys for joining. I'll be here all week. I actually will be here all week. I do this all week, guys. So subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Crypto with Paul. We're at 86 of you guys watching on X right now. Chat, let me know in the comments if you just liked my ramble, the conspiracy. I'm actually curious if you guys want to interact with me. I'm getting bored here. Someone talk to me here. Let me know the validity in my conspiracy. Do you think this is nonsense or if it's true? Because I think it's very interesting. But again, guys, just to recap what's going on here. Bitcoin hash rate, basically an all-time high. Companies are buying an insane amount of Bitcoin. The president owns an insane amount of Bitcoin. Institutions, hedge funds are still buying. And this transaction is just insane to me. So Bitcoin is still thriving. However, ETH is on the verge. On the week, Bitcoin's down, ETH is up. So let's keep our eyes peeled on when that flippening will take place. We could be around the corner of some real fun things, or we could be on another little waiting game. So who knows? Let's see where we're at. Chat, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Once again, this is the Coin Zone. I'm Crypto with Paul. Happy Friday, everybody. If you haven't subbed already, go ahead and do that for me. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Let's get it.